This is bus tour take 2. I did the whole thing and then realized my microphone wasn't plugged in. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, Dan from Bus Light Adventure contacted me and asked me if I'd do a tour of Old George. Old George is the skoolie that I live in. I live here with my wife Carly and my dog Watson. And so I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And I've always wanted to do a bus tour, but just never got around to doing it. So this was the perfect kick in the ass to get it done. So without further ado, this is the bus tour of Old George, June 2020. This is where I wake up every day. We have a full-size queen bed in here, and at the end of the bed we have some of our clothes storage. We also have a hidden cubby for hanging clothes. Underneath the bed is just storage, extra clothes, stuff like that. Yeah, and that basically wraps up the bedroom. We didn't intend of having a fridge this big in our bus build, but it kind of just fell into our lap, and we've never regretted it. It's a 3/4 size fridge, kind of like an apartment fridge. Little freezer in there too. We secure it with little baby hooks. We used to have just the one at the top, but a rogue road in Newfoundland showed us that one just wasn't quite enough. On the other side is our toilet. We wanted to keep an open concept, so we kind of hid the toilet in there. Then we have our kitchen sink and faucet. The gray tank is just under here. It's just a 5-gallon pail that we dump out when we need. Up top we have some storage cabinets and a 4-burner propane stovetop. On the other side, we have our tiny little wood stove. This fan is a lifesaver. When it heats up enough, it starts spinning and blows all the hot air around. And then directly beside that, we have Carly's Workspace. It's where she makes her leather goods. She's working on a couple of like hockey wallets out of old goalie pads right now. Then we come to the couch, where Watson likes to spend a lot of his time. Really rubs. The couch also pulls out into a second bed. We also have storage underneath, which I won't show you right now because that would upset my puppy. On the other side, we have our dinette. This is also where we keep our electrical. You got your inverter, your transfer switch, your ground bar, your DC panel, and your battery charger. And then back behind here we have the 2 amps and the AC panel that runs our fridge and all of our outlets. The other side of that is our solar charge controller and our whole cockpit area. Snack cubby 1. We redesigned this whole thing because there was so many switches that we didn't need. Snack cubby 2. So a couple of quick facts about George. He's a 1997 International with the 7.3 T44E motor. He measures 26 feet long, bumper to bumper, and then 28 feet with the additional bike rack we added on the back. He took about 7 months to build on the evenings and weekends. We have 2 20-pound propane tanks and a tankless hot water heater. On the one side we have a fold-out table that we use almost every day. It's almost our favorite feature of the exterior if it wasn't for our rooftop deck. We spent a lot of time on the rooftop deck with a lot of people. It's just a sweet spot to hang out. Ask any bus lifer though, and the one thing that is cooler than any feature of any bus is the people inside it. There's such a community at the core of this lifestyle, and we consider ourselves very lucky to be a part of it. So that about wraps up the tour. Thank you for tagging along. Thank you to Bus Life Adventure for sharing our tour. And we'll be back with more content soon.